Alrighty guys, it is Monday, so we are here for a book club video. This one is a suggestion for what we're going to read for August book club. You guys know our book club goes for about 5 weeks. The first week is always the book club reveal, the book we're reading for the month. The second week is always a treat, so things we're going to eat, drink, and use while we read the book. Third week is suggestions. I make 2 usually, sometimes more, sometimes less. Charmaine makes some suggestions as well, and then we ask you guys to please make suggestions in the comments. The book we're reading this month is actually Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King, and that was one you guys actually suggested, and it went into the voting poll and it won. So your suggestions do matter. We take what I suggested, what Charmaine suggested, what you guys suggested, and we put it on a voting poll, and it will be on Charmaine's community tab. I believe I was the one that did the last one. So please make those suggestions down below. Next week will be the questions for Mr. Mercedes, and then the following week will be the wrap-up review, what we thought of the book, and then we will start in August with a new book. So because Mr. Mercedes is a little intense, it is about a serial killer, I thought I would do something a little light and fluffy, but then I did pick a thriller because I know you guys really like thrillers. So the 2 books I picked are The Things We Leave Unfinished and The Housemate Secret. So we actually read The Housemate together as a book club. I believe it was back in August, I want to say, because I feel like I read at the end of summer. The Housemate Secret is the second one. And guys, I just finished it and it's incredible. In fact, I had just started the 3rd one. I would love to talk about this as a group, especially because we read the first one together. Freida McFadden is such an incredible author. So it follows Millie's story from after the first Housemaid. It just says, I'll just read this little short one. I won't read the big one. But don't go into the guest bedroom. A shadow falls on Douglas Garrick's face as he touches the door with his fingertips. My wife, she's very ill. As he continues showing her the incredible penthouse apartment, I have a terrible feeling about the woman behind closed doors, but I can't risk losing this job, not if I want to keep my darkest secret safe. Maybe I'll go back and read the rest of you guys so you know what you're voting for, like I said, and make your suggestions down below. But this is a continuation of the Housemate series by Freida McFadden. Then the next one is Things We Left Unfinished, and this is by Rebecca Yarros. Rebecca Yarros is the author of Fourth Wing. It is a fantasy book that I love. It blew up all over the internet. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. I know Charmaine loved it as well. When I found out that she actually writes a romance and Fourth Wing was her first fantasy, I was shocked, because the romance is good in Fourth Wing, but wow, she did really well with the fantasy aspect of it. So I'm really excited to get into one of her romances. This one is one of those that blew up as well, even says as seen on TikTok. And this one has things I love. I love dual timelines and I love dual points of views. And I'm pretty sure this one has both. I believe it does. Basically, from what I've heard about it, I'm not rooting for you guys. It's in the synopsis from what I've heard about it. I read it. If you guys watch the vlogs, you know that. I'm doing an in-person book club and we're discussing this book, so I figured I would suggest it for a book club. It's been a little bit though. I hope I remember by the time I get to the book club, by the time we meet. But I don't even remember the characters' names anymore. But I know basically the main character, her grandmother passes away, so I'm not ruining this. It's right in the synopsis. And the grandmother was a famous romance author, and when she dies and they're packing up her things and going through her stuff, they find one of her books that never published, and it's about her true life story. Her grandmother was married to a pilot in the Navy who goes missing, and it sounds like such an incredible romance story just from that. And then as you read it, it's one chapter is like her with the writer she hired finishing her grandmother's book, because the grandmother finished it, and then the other chapter is her grandmother during World War II. I believe it has the male's point of view as well. I'm trying to think. I can't even. Noah. Yeah. Is it Noah? No, Noah's the writer. And I believe it goes into his point of view as well. So I want to say there's 2 obviously timelines, and then there's 4 points of view, because you get the grandmother, and then you get the husband, or soon-to-be husband, depending on what part of the book you're reading, the pilot in the Navy. And then on the more modern side, you get the granddaughter who found the book and the author she hired to finish writing the book. And I love dual points of views, and I like dual storylines as well. Guys, I finished this book in like 12 hours. I could not put it down. I started it at the beach on a Thursday, and I ended up reading it all night into Friday morning. It was incredible. I cried. There's a huge twist at the end, so it does put you on your toes. It's not just a fluffy romance. It makes you cry. You feel grief. You feel sadness. It's a really, 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 really good book if you want to try one of Rebecca Yaros's romance books. And it even says 28-year-old Georgia Staten has to start over after she gave up almost everything in a brutal divorce, the New York house, the friends, and her pride. Now back home at her late great-grandmother's estate in Colorado, she finds herself face-to-face with Noah Harrison, the best-selling author of 1,000,000 books, where the cover is always people nearly kissing. He's just as arrogant a person as he is in interviews, and she'll be damned if the good-looking writer of love stories thinks he's going to finish her grandmother's final novel, even if the publisher swears he's the perfect fit. Noah is at the pinnacle of his career with books and movie deals galore. There isn't much the golden boy of modern fiction hasn't accomplished, but he can't walk away from what might be the best book of the century, the one his idol, Scarlett Staten, so that's the grandmother, left unfinished. Coming up with a fitting ending for the legendary author is one thing, but dealing with her beautiful, stubborn, cynical great-granddaughter Georgia is another. But as they read Scarlett's words in both the manuscript and her box of letters, they start to realize that Scarlett never finished the book. It's based on a real-life romance with a World War II pilot, and the ending isn't a happy one. Georgia knows all too well that love never works out, and while the chemistry and connection between her and Noah is undeniable, she's as determined as ever to learn from her great-grandmother's mistakes, even if it means destroying Noah's career. And then I will read quickly the back of the Housemate, and it says, it's hard to find an employer who doesn't ask too many questions about my past. So I think my lucky stars with the Garricks miraculously give me a job cleaning their stunning penthouse with views across the city and preparing fancy meals in their shiny kitchen. I can work here for a while, stay quiet until I get what I want. It's almost perfect, but I still haven't met Miss Garrick or seen the guest bedroom. I'm sure I hear her crying. I notice spots of blood around the neck of her white nightgowns when I'm doing laundry, and one day I can't help but knock on the door. When it gently swings open, what I see inside changes everything. That's when I make a promise. After all, I've done this before. I can protect Miss Garrick while keeping my own secrets locked up safe. Douglas Garrick has done wrong. He is going to pay. It's simply a question of how far I'm willing to go. So these are my 2 suggestions. Please do not forget to go check out my friend Charmaine. She'll be making some suggestions as well. Also, leave your suggestions down in the comments. Usually, Charmaine will have it in the voting poll by the weekend. Since this goes up on a Monday, it'll usually be on her community tab by Saturday, Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. Let me know what you guys are thinking of Mr. Mercedes. I started it. I'm not too far into it though. That right in that beginning, whew, man, it's hard being in the brain of a serial killer. And I know these, like the Housemates, obviously, there is obviously some murder going on, especially if you read the first one. But, it's with good intention, so it just makes things different for me. But yeah, let me know what you think of it. No spoilers, of course. You guys are seeing this on a Monday. That's my book club day. Tuesdays and Thursdays are unboxes and hauls. Wednesdays, What's Up Wednesdays, going to be different every week. Fridays a vlog. Saturday is outfits of the week or some kind of plus size fashion content. Sunday is either my self-care Sunday or I take the Sunday off. So I do post at least 7 days a week, if not 6. If any of that interests you, definitely consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you're notified next time I upload. If you enjoyed me, you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed book club, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. Check out some links down below. Of course, Charmaine, you can click her to go check her out. I also have a Fable link. It's a free app where we can chat about the book, and then we have a Facebook group as well. So check out all those links down below. Check out my friend Charmaine, guys, and be safe.